Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the breakfast show with SMARTRobie. And today, this morning, we'll be looking at the US market. As I said before, every alternate week we'll be looking at the US market, and then another week we'll be looking into the Malaysian market in here. So how is the US market been doing? Many of you may be just sort of asking the situation. I think many of you have known the continued tariff war that we've seen between Donald Trump and the rest of the world is actually still been playing out in the stock market. Some are pretty negative, some are not. But the latest news that I heard that the interest rate has been put on hold rather than increasing the interest rate, as we have seen inflation in US continue to move up in here. And if you want any stocks in the US market that you want me to look into, feel free to pencil those in there. So let's take a look at what we have this morning in here, and such that we want to move on to showing you how you can benefit from SMARTRobie in the US market. Now, definitely the ongoing campaign that we have to help you increase your learning is the getting the idea through Pentagon Guider, right? And we have shared with you before, this is the local market, and we have a campaign that you can win yourself a 50 ringgit touch and go voucher by submitting a real trade, a 4% return on investment. And here are some of the examples that you have seen for the US market, like NISOS, and these were previously. But we'll look at something for today if we can find out what are some of the stocks that are about to move higher. And also we have this on the Bursa market. The previous slide was on the US market in here. So generally, the market hasn't been easy, I have to say, but there are still some shares that you could pick it up, and by learning to read on the Pentagon Guider chart, which is on the left hand side of the chart, which what we always talk about, make sure there are some what we call low volume accumulation, stage 1, lots of sign of strength, your chance of winning a 4% return will be much better in here. So that's the Pentagon Guider. So we'll go through and see if we can find out any of this for the US market that we have. All right, so that's the campaign ongoing in here. Chat with SMARTRobie and win a 10.9 inch iPad, and if you hit a 4% minimum, right, you will get a 50 ringgit voucher ang bao in here. So you just need to go over to our campaign and sign up in there. Okay, so of course many of you would have known the SMARTRobie is powered by Pentagon Guider in here, so make sure you check that one out. All right, so this morning we'll look at the US market. So let's get on to where we are right now, and just use this. Okay, and here we go. So all right, so this is the, so we're going to click on the US market, and once we hit the Robie chat, right, so I'm just still looking at this. This is probably hang again. I gotta lock in again here. Okay, go to the US market. Okay, let's see, why isn't the screen changing? Okay, yes, it is now. Okay, it's a bit slow, too slow, I would say. Okay, so we are in MAC again, and let's see. Okay, we are in the S&P 500, so we hit that one. All right, now it's responding in here. All right, so let's take a look at the US market and read the comment. S&P 500 on 21st March was up only 4 points. Okay, market condition to be weak. It's in orange trend zone, which is a red pentagon in here. You can see from there. So be careful, but uptrend may also reverse up in here. So some of the most active are Pfizer, Nvidia. All right, we'll look at, oh, Tesla is in there too. So let's hit Tesla, TSLA, and we're going to go on to stock chart, stock comment here. So let's take a look at the chart here. And you can see, oh, finally Tesla, which has been down since, what was that date? Which is the 2nd of January. And now, which is in March, our first green Pentagon. All right. So this may be a good change, right? And you found it first with Pentagon guided. And that's how you want to be looking at some of these stocks. So that's a green Pentagon. For that, that's pretty good. So some of these are very, very active stocks. You can pick them up. Let's look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA is a red Pentagon in here. So NVDA, look at the stock chart. Mind you, I'm just still using the rotated chart here. So you can see the chart in here. So this one is 24th of February, turned red Pentagon. Hasn't turned green Pentagon yet. Now still moving, but it's just a matter of time. I do think that. Right now it's around $116 in here. Did hit 105, okay, on that level, which is this level here, around the 107, but right now holding up at 117. So this is where you want to able to look at some of these stocks and pick them out. All right, let's look at the S&P 500. All right, so this is the S&P 500. As you can see, also turned red Pentagon on the 24th of February. That's where the market started to turn down. So we just need to wait for it, the market to turn back up. And these are what we see so far right now, 21st of March. And looking pretty good. You can see the market sort of came down right into the 5,500 mark. That's where the support is. All right, the 5,500. This is a pretty good support here, 5,500. And then the market holding up. What we really need is a line change. A line change where the market's likely to going to push up, one bar up, and that's where we do hope that it will come. But let's see tonight what are the news going onwards. You can check that one out on your regular news in here. So let's take a look at others. Okay, and we want to be looking into okay, we're going to look at the zoom here. Still moving on. Okay, so here we are. Okay, and let's take a look at our session here. Okay, so for SMARTRobie tutorial series, we have the we just talked about S&P 500. So let's go over to the Robie FA collection. Now Robie FA collection is more genuine for our beginners who wanted to invest in the US and wanted to see some of the stocks that are so-called well value. Now we can see here EOG, which is a resources energy. I think that will be oil and gas rated 6 out of 8. We have Vista, another energy stocks. APA, energy stocks, looks like oil and gas is coming up. Regional finance 3 out of 8. JP Morgan, okay, that is 7 out of 8. Let's take a look at JP Morgan, but that's one of the big banks, and banks are doing pretty well. Let's look at the stock fundamentals first. All right, that's where we want to be accustomed to it. You can see it is rated 7 out of 8. Right, PE average is 19 times. Now the JP Morgan is 11. ROE sector average is 22. This one is 17. And dividend is high, 2% dividend. Okay, for US market, it's 629 billions in here. Okay, so you look at that, clearly it is undervalued. Okay, at the 15.5 times, if you value back, it will be $300, which is compared right now, it is only 247. All right, now let's take a look at the stock chart. So we hit that. Has it turned green Pentagon yet? Yes, it did. Okay, so you can see from here, market zoom back down and just turned green Pentagon on the what date was this? This is on the 19th of March. So it's a nice fall off from where we were. It fell down on the 20th of February. That's where the red Pentagon is picking up, and who knows, it might just go back straight up to here if there is what we call a recovery for JP Morgan here. Okay, so that's a good one in here. Let's take a look. And we also have Comcast. Now, some of these companies may not know what they do. So all you need to do is, let me just turn off the chart here. All right. And you can go to JP Morgan. I think go to stock fundamentals. Right. And you want to look at the, yes, the website. Okay. Hit on the website, which will take you to what they do in this company here. Right, committed in services, and it's a bank. Basically, it's a bank. We want a big banks in here, so we will come back to this level here. Okay, so we've seen some of these stocks. The others are all energy stocks. Let's take a look at energy stocks, which is EOG here. Okay, EOG, and we go to stock fundamental first. So again, look at the company. This way you want to learn about the company too. EOG Resources, 6 out of 8. Sector average is actually 22 times. And this one is 10 times. So it's very, very cheap. All right. ROE, return on equity, is 22%. And sector average is 18. And it pays a 3% dividend. So click on EOG Resources. Right, there you go. They got culture, sustainability. Right, let's look at the company. We got history, executive interest. Wow, there's a lot of things you can do research on this one in here. Okay, listed in NYSE. Okay, let's go back. Go back again, and we're back here. So let's look at the chart now. Stock chart, stock comment. Hit it, and let's rotate this. Okay, again, green Pentagon. Okay, fell off from somewhere around here, which is the 25th of February, and then it got hit on 19th of March, just on green Pentagon in here. But as you can see from this chart, it's been moving sideways for some time. But this is a good stocks for those of you who are interested in buying some sort of a good exposure to energy stocks. And also you want to have a bit of dividend in here. So we can look at the trading plan. Trading plan is the buy call plan. Okay, so you can see from here, EOG valid until 24th of March, which is actually tonight. Okay, tonight if the market is open, you can go in. You can look at entry price is below $126 in here. So let's take a look, $126. The EOG, okay, EOG, so I have to go back and key in EOG. Okay, hit that one and look at the stock chart, stock comment to see what is the entry price below 126. Yeah, this is good. Okay, so you can see from here, entry price definitely is below 126. You can see top here. That's a 126 price in here. Check it out on your SMARTRobie with the US market, and you're able to look at these examples that I'm talking about here. Okay, we done the Robie FA. So let me just turn back this off and move on to next. Is we did talk about the S&P 500. So what we are sharing in here, it's definitely very suitable for our first time US market. Of course, if you are first time, it's also good that you do a bit of a homework, try to understand some of these stocks that you have in here, then you're able to capitalize on the US market. Okay. So next is the Pentagon guided shares. We are looking at the Pentagon guide, which is actually the beginning of an up move. So you go back to main menu, and you can see right at the bottom here. Okay, hit that one. And we got a whole list of 15 stocks. Uber, yes, that's the one very familiar. Supermicro has been gaining. They are building a lot of the servers for the AI. Let's see, we got energy stocks, utility. We got 2Tech Interactive, Norwegian, Cruise Line. We got CBRE, Boston Scientific, Healthcare. We got Jabil. Okay, so a lot of them are turning green Pentagon. Okay, I'll look at Darden. This is a restaurant, DRI. Again, look at the stock fundamentals. So stock fundamentals is 5 out of 8. Not too bad. Look at the sector average is 24 and the PE is 20 times. With the ROE of 50% compared to sector average is 16 times, and it pays a 3%. This is, so let's look at Darden. Click on the website there, and this way you can learn about the company, right? And yeah, they're in a restaurant, Olive Garden. Now, some of these brands you may not heard of it unless you've been to US, but they are well known. This company in here, very strong on the fundamentals. Fundamental value can go up to 205 ringgit. Right now, it's 199. All right, let's look at the stock chart, stock comment. Okay, and we'll click that one here, hit it. And you can see it just shot up to 205 here with the green pentagon. It's been a nice uptrend. I think that's a recovery in the restaurant business in here in US, and it's looking pretty good. Okay, so that's very promising. And maybe we'll check out the trading plan too. Now maybe I'll look at Supermicro. Okay, I like that stocks. And if you have any stocks that you want me to look at, feel free to pencil those in there. Supermicro is SMCI. Okay, look at the stock chart, stock comment. All right, and this is a pretty good one. You can see it hits about $60. All right, here. And red pentagon came out at 51. So right now is at $42. Okay, so it's a nice degree of freedom. And also take note on the left hand side here. Okay, so you can see from here onwards. Okay, lots of low value here, low volume. Okay, low volume in here and got the nice green pentagon. Watch out for this one. If there is a return of the fundamental stocks, this one's going to move up more. Okay, so Supermicron, you've been warned, this is going to likely to move higher. Let's look at the trading plan. Okay. Okay, you can see from here, trading plan listed in Nasdaq. This is below $43, which is good because now it's 42. TP1 is $44. TP2 is 62. Who knows? Might just hit up there in here. And the valid date is 26. Just turned green pentagon. All right, you got it first with the smart idea, and that's one of the chance where you can win that 4% entry. Okay, 4% entry on the SMARTRobie campaign that we've been doing right now. Okay, let's move on. Okay, we've done the Pentagon Guider. And don't forget, you can also access our Sharia US shares in here, wahid.com, right? All you gotta do is get onto the holdings, and of course, our SMARTRobie offering with the Pentagon Guider, green to buy, red to sell, and that's with the buy signal in here, putting you into some of the top league as an investor and a trader in here. And you can also create a watch list, right? Unlimited watches in here with Pentagon Guider. So when your favorite stocks do come up, you can get notified on it here. That's where you want it to be. Make as many watches you can on the blue one, right? So getting trade idea with SMARTRobie is as easy as it can get. And with the market US coming back in here, we felt that it's a good time for you to submit your campaign and also get that free ang pao. And that's conclude the SMARTRobie for our breakfast show in here. And we get a lot of success too for those from our members in here too who's using the SMARTRobie. And don't forget, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel for all tutorial leading to Pentagon Guider. And of course, if you have any stocks that you want me to look at, feel free to pencil those in there. I'm happy to share and build in them. All right, don't forget to join our Telegram chat room for all free stock market information. And thank you again. I'll see you on Wednesday.